Welcome back to another episode of The Cure for Cowardice. This will be the last time that I mention it, but once again, made a video, did not like how it turned out, and I'm remaking it. Because this is the last time that I'll be saying that, I want to reiterate that I'm still doing it. The reason that I do it is because I want a certain quality standard for the messages that I'm putting on here, so that for the sake of historical record and for the benefit of anybody who may find this channel and get value from it, it's only pretty decent quality, if not my highest quality content available. But I'm not going to keep repeating it because it gets old. Just know that I'm still doing it even after this video. I'm just not going to be making a point to say that I am redoing it. Anyways, the video that I made earlier was talking about how we need to be okay with being admired, because as we become the person that we want to be, and as long as we're doing it with the right motivations in mind, we are not going to really care too much what other people think of us. But there's going to come a time quite quickly along your journey where people start to treat you differently and see you differently. And at first, it'll probably start off with jokes from your friends, family. You know, oh, look at them. They're Mr. Healthy now. Or, oh, you're so busy all the time. And etc., etc. But when you get past that stage, it'll come to the point where people start looking at you differently. People start paying attention when you talk. People start asking you why you're doing certain things. People want to understand what it is that you have that they don't, which is allowing you to do the things that you're doing, despite them wanting similar goals or having similar goals and not being able to even start making progress on them. And then beyond that point, they start to get envious, and they start to feel like you're leaving them behind, and they start to lash out or detach themselves as much as possible. They start giving you more and more shit. And then past that point is when they come back around, and now they're just proud of you. And the thing is a lot of people in your life will not go through that cycle. And there's points beyond that, I'm sure, that I haven't hit yet. But a lot of people will see you making changes in your life that they could be making in their own lives, and they just stop wanting to be around you, because simply being in your presence reminds them of their own inadequacies and reminds them of what they are capable of but are not doing for one reason or another. And there will be people who, unfortunately, you cannot bring along for the ride. And as much as you may care about them and want the best for them, they have to want it for themselves in order for anything that you say or do to actually help them. So I wanted to make a point of saying that quick. But when you get to the point that I'm starting to experience now it becomes people looking up to me and me not feeling worthy of being looked up to. Because I see the person that I could be in 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years. And I am nothing compared to that person that I could be. But yet, I have to keep in mind that one of my favorite quotes of all time, with great power comes great responsibility. And by God giving us the power to go out and make changes in our lives and be somebody that others find worth admiring, the responsibility that comes with that is that we have a moral and ethical responsibility to ensure that we are setting a good example for them. And not just a good example, but a great example that specifically is going to help that person become who they want to be. Now, you don't owe this to everybody, obviously. But I am of the firm belief that you do owe this to the people who are close to you in your life. Because if they were going through the same situation, odds are they would do the same thing for you. And so, you need to not just hold yourself to a higher standard than anybody else holds you, but you need to lead by example, and you need to give them everything that they need in order to follow in their own path, if they so choose. That means when you talk and you realize that everybody went quiet because they're listening and holding on to your words, you need to choose your words that much more carefully, because you never know how some offhanded comment that you let slip out is going to affect them. And that may be the difference between whether they go out and kill it that day or that week or that month, or whether they allow another unit of time to slip past them and allow them to get even more upset and deeper down the path that they were going prior. So you need to guard your words closely and understand that everything you say has equal and opposite reactions. And the people who look up to you, it has the most powerful reactions with. So choose your words carefully. Think before you speak. And in most cases, it's better to not speak at all and just be the one listening. Now, they will also come to you for advice with things. Now, I already mentioned, I don't see myself as somebody worthy of being admired, or for that matter, giving advice, or any other number of things. But if they are 1 or 2 steps behind where I am at in the journey, I may have the small piece of context to be able to give that piece of advice which is going to be a breakthrough for them. So when they come to me for advice, which has happened a few times now, just over the last month or so, I need to understand that it is not just my right to give them that advice, but it is my responsibility and duty to pass that on to them. Because again, if the roles were reversed, they would do the same for you. And then, when it comes to becoming somebody where every day you look in the mirror and you recognize less and less of the person you used to be and more of the person that you want to be, you have to understand other people can recognize those changes too, on whatever level that they recognize them at. And when they treat you differently for it, and they will treat you differently, you need to understand that it is okay and to be expected that they would treat you differently. And what it comes down to is you can hold them no ill will for any way that they treat you, even if they treat you worse. Because again, if the roles were reversed, you would probably be doing the same thing. And you just need to keep that frame of mind at all times, which is, if you lived their life, you would probably act in the same way. And if you were watching somebody in your life become a better version of themselves every single day, not giving up, not slowing down, not taking the easy way out, and showing up every day and giving it their all, you would probably feel some type of way about it too. And all you can do is treat that person with the same love and respect that you would want them to treat you if the roles were reversed. This path of self-improvement is not for everybody. And so the select few of us who have chosen to embark on it, we have a responsibility to protect, support, and bring those in our lives up with us if they choose that they also want to embark on that journey. And that means that you have to be there for them. And the ones who don't want you to be there for them, you have to respect that too. That means not giving advice where it wasn't asked for. That means listening and hearing what somebody is really saying when they're giving you a hard time. And that means understanding that with them looking up to you, there are certain responsibilities that come with that, which you have a duty to fulfill. So anyways, I think that's what I got for this one. So I'm going to head inside, shower, hit the hay. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.